online threat against Laurier University closes the school this morning. Police are investigating.
The niqab has become a big alliance.
Youth leaders argue election issues at Humber's first ever National Youth Leaders Debate. And the Canadian hero celebrated for his role during the Iran hostage crisis dies. Hi, and welcome to Humber News. I'm Charlotte Morritt-Jacobs, coming to you from our newsroom here at Humber College North Campus. A lockdown at Wilfrid Laurier University has been lifted. An online threat to the school's science building shut down the campus this morning. The post was made on the website 4chan at 3 o'clock Friday morning, warning students not to go to the science building. The police investigation involved the RCMP and FBI. Police say the threat originated in the U.S., prompting a tip from the FBI to Laurier campus police.
The verbiage used in the on the 4chan website was similar verbiage that was used prior to a tragic incident in the States. It was the shooting in Oregon.
The campus is not under any direct threat. Police say they will continue to monitor the situation. Across the country, lockdowns in 4 schools in Fredericton have also been lifted. According to police, there were reports of a teenage boy in the area who may have been carrying a gun. These photos were released as police looked for a person of interest, but authorities have since announced that the weapon in question was only an umbrella. The Fredericton Police Force says it thanks the public for their patience throughout the investigation. The federal election came to Humber yesterday. The first ever National Youth Leaders Debate was held in the concourse. Youth leaders from the Liberal, Green, and NDP parties took part in the debate. It was hosted by Humber Journalism and BRTV. Host Catherine Green raised questions on hot topics like the niqab, Aboriginal rights, and student unemployment. The Conservatives did not send a representative to take part. Polls will open 9:30 on Monday morning and will stay open for 12 hours. Former Canadian ambassador to Iran, Ken Taylor, has died of colon cancer at 81. He was best known for his heroic acts during the 1979 Iran hostage crisis. Taylor became famous for his role in the so-called Canadian Caper. As ambassador, Taylor sheltered 6 Americans who escaped capture from Iranian mob that had stormed the U.S. Embassy in Tehran. He kept them safe for 3 months at Canadian Embassy and engineered their escape with fake Canadian passports. Taylor's story inspired Ben Affleck's award-winning film Argo. His story was told in the documentary Our Man in Tehran. Overseas, clashes between Palestinian and Israeli forces have erupted in the West Bank after a Jewish shrine was set on fire late last night. Dozens of Palestinians threw firebombs at Joseph's tomb in the town of Nablus, causing severe damage to the holy sites. The violence happened amid calls by the Islamic group Hamas for another so-called day of rage. More than 40 people have been killed in the last 2 weeks as a result of the unrest that has engulfed the region. Israel Defense Forces are guarding temples and religious sites in the old city of Jerusalem as rallies and confrontations rage in the streets. In Belgium, European Union leaders have agreed on new steps to tackle the refugee crisis. The leaders met in Brussels yesterday to hammer out the details. The deal could lead to a joint EU-Turkish Coast Guard patrols and large refugee camps set up in Turkey. Meanwhile, in Athens, hundreds of people took to the streets to rally against the European Union's policy on migration. The protests are in support of the migrants. Demonstrators say the EU has not done enough to create safe passage for refugees making the dangerous crossing into Europe. Elsewhere in Europe, breaking news in the soccer world, FIFA is cracking down on the corruption. The organization has suspended the campaign of Michael Platini in the new race for new president. And the Kuwait Football Association has also been suspended. Platini's suspension comes after FIFA's investigation uncovered evidence that brought Germany support for its 2006 World Cup hosting bid. To Texas now, where wildfires are burning a huge area outside of Austin, and officials are declaring a state of disaster. The fires are burning over nearly 2,000 hectares in Bastrop County. About 40 homes have already been destroyed and another 400 have been evacuated. Fixed-wing air tankers and helicopters joined the ground crews to battle the fires, which broke out on Tuesday. Meanwhile, in Los Angeles, a huge mudslide has left thousands of motorists stranded, and it's not over yet. A powerful storm system in Southern California caused flash flooding and mudslides in Los Angeles County. It happened on the stretch of one of California's main freeways. The Los Angeles Times say firefighters had to rescue drivers stranded in their cars. Forecasters say the rain will continue over the weekend. In brighter news, we got our first close-up today of one of Saturn's moons, Enceladus. They were taken on Wednesday during the Cassini spacecraft flyby of the ringed planet. NASA says these high-resolution shots show thin cracks that slice through the craters. Cassini discovered continually erupting fountains of icy material on Enceladus about 10 years ago. NASA says it's one of the most promising places in the solar system to look for livable environments. Cassini will make its closest flyby, just 50 kilometers from the moon's south pole, in 2 weeks. Back at home, Humber students have been stepping up their blood donation game. Our reporter, Persis Abraham, has the story.
Yesterday, Humber College hosted its annual blood drive, and it's coming back October 27th and 28th at the North Campus. If 8 people donate their blood, one leukemia patient has treatment for 1 week. Although this is for such a good cause, some students are hesitant to participate.
I don't like the aftermath feeling too much, but I mean, if it's to help save somebody, hey, why not? I don't mind.
Nursing and health students at Humber College encourage others to make a difference.
I mean, you never know when someone will ever need your blood. I know there's always usually a type of shortage. So yeah, everyone should just have to come out. Everyone should definitely take part in this.
Personally, I think it would be a good idea to kind of have some sort of awareness. The posters would be a good option because it kind of helps us to generate that awareness in a way where, okay, we see it around us on a regular basis and it's something where it's very prevalent and that we can actually be, oh, you know, this is happening in the world. Why don't I join in and help out with this cause?
Make sure you don't miss out on donating your blood October 27th and 28th. You can register online at www.blood.ca or come out to the main concourse. You could be a lifesaver. Persis Abraham, Humber News.
Also at Humber, a new sport has burst into the Toronto scene, bubble soccer. Our reporter Christina McAllister has the details.
From axe throwing to escape rooms, Toronto does not lack unconventional activities, and now you can add bubble soccer to the list. Alan Liu and his business partner, Thomas Yan, opened the doors to Toronto's first bubble soccer facility Thanksgiving weekend. Liu says this peculiar sport is popular internationally and is only now beginning to kick off in Canada.
Bubble soccer is pretty big over the world right now. Europe is really big because Europe's really into soccer, and Asia has it too. And there are some in North America, but there isn't much. In the States, they have rentals and stuff. So we thought, open a facility so everyone can try it out would be great.
Bubble soccer is a unique take on a classic sport. Teams of 4 to 6 players strap on their bubble and try to score on the other team's net. The game is simple, but only once you get into the bubble.
2 handles. Stand up.
Liu says this activity is suitable for all ages, but it's not as easy as it looks. The bubble weighs more than expected, and it makes for a pretty intense workout. Liu suggests coming with people you're comfortable taking your stress out on.
And it's better to come as a group, so you can hit your friends, hit your boss, and who doesn't want to hit their boss, right?
And for those concerned about safety, Liu assures there are strict rules in place to help avoid injury.
Bubble soccer is pretty safe. You are in a big bubble, and we have a lot of rules, and we have a referee per game to, enforce these rules where safety is first.
Bubble soccer is the newest craze to hit Toronto. Not only is it a ton of fun, but it's a great workout and an excellent way to de-stress. So grab a group of friends and come on down. Christina McAllister, Humber News.
When we come back, we'll tell you what's happening in the world of sports, and Rebecca Pelosa-Malara will have your 3-day forecast.
We might be hit with a little winter tease this weekend because we're expecting snow. I'll have your full 3-day forecast right after the break.
A young Venezuelan man has broken the record for the largest feet in the world. The 20-year-old beat the last record by 2 sizes with his 40-centimeter paws. That's nearly half a meter. His feet fit snug into a whopping size 26. He says he started growing quickly when he was 10, when they went from a size 6.5 to a size 13 in just 1 year. His mother used to make him shoes from old pants until a German shoemaker stepped in to help. Now that his shoe fits, he can finally put his best foot forward.